God is love. Plan of redemption, Part 2. God was to be manifested in Christ, reconciling the world unto himself. Man had become so degraded by sin that it was impossible for him, in himself, to come into harmony with God, whose nature is purity and goodness. But Christ, after having redeemed man from the condemnation of the law, could impart divine power to unite with human effort. Thus, by repenting toward God and faith in Christ, the fallen children of Adam might once more become the sons of God. The plan by which alone man's salvation could be secured involved all heaven in its infinite sacrifice. The angels could not rejoice as Christ opened before them the plan of redemption, for they saw that man's salvation must cost their loved commander unutterable woe. In grief and wonder, they listened to his words as he told them how he must descend from heaven's purity and peace, its joy and glory, and immortal life, and come in contact with the degradation of earth to endure its sorrow, shame, and death. Christ was to stand between the sinner and the penalty of sin, yet few would receive him as the Son of God. Christ would leave his high position as the majesty of heaven, appear upon earth, and humble himself as a man. By his own experience, become acquainted with the sorrows and temptations which man would have to endure. All this would be necessary in order that he might be able to succor them that should be tempted. When his mission as a teacher should be ended, he must be delivered into the hands of wicked men, and be subjected to every insult and torture that Satan could inspire them to inflict. He must die the cruelest of deaths, lifted up between the heaven and the earth as a guilty sinner. He must pass long hours of agony so terrible that angels could not look upon it, but would veil their faces from the sight. He must endure anguish of soul, the hiding of his Father's face, while the guilt of transgression, the weight of the sins of the world, should be upon him. The angels prostrated themselves at the feet of their commander and offered to become a sacrifice for man. But an angel's life could not pay the debt. Only he who created man had power to redeem him. Tomorrow, Plan of Redemption, Part 3.